All right, let's talk about something it's quietly changing the game in professional communication. We're going to take a look at a company, FM Language Bridge, and really dig into their whole philosophy, this idea of forging understanding with real precision.
So let's unpack this for a second. If you don't see the relationship, you can't improve it. This really gets to the core of a huge problem in the language services world, right? It's saying that most companies just see translation as a simple transaction, not a human relationship. They miss that vital link between the client, the interpreter, and the person on the other end. And, if you can't even see that connection, how on earth are you supposed to make it better? And that leads us right here, the high-stakes communication gap. We're talking about situations where nuance is completely non-negotiable, places where that relationship is everything. And a simple slip-up, well, it's way more than just awkward. It can be a total disaster. Just think about it for a second. In a legal setting, a doctor's office, or any kind of official proceeding, a communication failure it's not an option. A tiny bit of ambiguity could lead to a wrongful conviction, a misdiagnosis, or the whole process just falling apart. The stakes are way, way too high for close enough. Precision here isn't some nice-to-have feature. It's absolutely essential. So you gotta ask, why does this gap even exist? Well, it really comes down to the industry standard versus a true professional standard. The typical agency, right, they're all about volume. They're generalists, juggling dozens of languages, and they often rely on these huge crowdsourced lists of interpreters. It's a numbers game. And that model, it's just not built for the kind of deep nuance these professional fields demand. It leaves this massive void where a real professional standard ought to be. So how do you fix that? How do you fill that void? Well, you have to build something totally different. Let's look at the specialist model. Precision through focus.
And boom, here it is. This says it all. 1. Just one language mastered completely. By zeroing in on Spanish and only Spanish, you're making a trade. You're trading sheer breadth for an absolutely incredible depth of knowledge. This isn't about being small, you see. It's about being hyper-focused. Focused enough to achieve total mastery.
And this is the core belief right here. Specialization outperforms scale. It's this powerful idea that deep, focused expertise will always win out over a huge, do-it-all operation, especially when things get complicated. It's a total commitment to quality over quantity. It's about proving that the real value is in the expertise, not just the numbers.
So what's the mission then? It's simple and powerful. Building bridges, forging understanding. See, it's not just about swapping words from one language to another. It's about creating those connections needed for real, genuine understanding. It's about giving organizations the power to communicate with total confidence, knowing that every little bit of nuance and context is being protected.
Okay, but how do they actually pull this off? How do they guarantee that quality? Well, the secret isn't just in what they do. It's in who they are. This is their insider's advantage. Being interpreter-owned and operated.
This right here, this is the game changer. They are interpreter-owned. What does that mean? It means they don't just observe the process from some corporate office, they work inside it. They're not just managers looking at spreadsheets, they are the experts on the ground living the work every single day. And because of that, they're constantly seeing ways to make it better, to refine everything.
And that insider knowledge is the foundation for their quality control framework. It's a really solid three-step process. First, you've got that interpreter-owned insight. That's the starting point. Second, they create customized glossaries for every single assignment to make sure the terminology is spot on. And third, they have continuous performance verification. Basically, they do random checks to make sure everything is consistent and accurate. It's this perfect closed loop built for nothing but excellence. So in the end, what this all creates isn't just a service. It's a real partnership. A partnership forged in trust. Let's dig into how they actually deliver value.
And these core values are what really define that partnership. Let's just run through them. Boutique by design. That means they're specialized, not small. So every project gets top-level attention. Vetted, not crowdsourced. This is huge. They personally know their experts, no random people from a database. Partnership first is all about making your goals their goals. And the foundation for all of it, absolute integrity in these high-stakes settings. We're talking professionalism, ethics, the whole 9 yards.
Now, this is something I find fascinating. They offer what they call the audit advantage. It's a proprietary method they use to actually evaluate and check the quality of a client's current Spanish interpreters. Why? Because improvement always starts with clarity. You have to know where you stand before you can get better. It's a really smart way to bring clarity to the whole process. So, after all that, what does it all boil down to?
It comes down to their promise, their unwavering promise, the FM Language Bridge Guarantee.
First, they're crystal clear about what they don't do. We don't offer volume.
No, instead of volume, we offer depth.
And maybe most importantly, and we stand behind every word. That's a promise of pure accountability.
Because for them, it's not just about translation, it's about creating something more. This is where communication is forged with meaning.
So, this whole specialist model, it's really built for any organization where quality is the top priority, where true understanding is simply non-negotiable. If you'd like to learn more about this approach, all their contact information is right there for you.